My beloved child, the miracle you have been waiting for in silence has finally been prepared. And this moment is not ordinary like the usual days that pass before your eyes. I want you to open your heart wide before tonight comes to a close. Because good news is being brought near to you through my loving arrangement. Do not delay this listening. And do not let weariness or the noise around you cause you to turn away. Because there are times when I allow heaven to grow quiet so that your heart can hear my voice more clearly. What I am preparing does not come to confuse you, but to remind you that your waiting has not been forgotten. Your prayers have not disappeared into the void, and the tears you once hid have been kept by me in my mercy. You have walked through long days that not everyone understands. There were nights when you sat behind closed doors, carrying burdens on your shoulders that you did not know how to name. There were times when you smiled at others, but when you returned alone, your heart felt heavy with unanswered questions. There were seasons when you thought I was silent. You thought your prayer had fallen into some faraway place. You thought you had been left behind while others entered their joy. But my beloved child, I never left you. I walked beside you on the roads where you could not see my footprints. I covered you in the hours when you thought no one was lifting you up. I quietly protected you from things you did not know were dangerous. And I prepared something more beautiful for you than your haste once desired. What I am doing takes time, not because I am delayed, but because I do not give you what has not yet been made complete. A great gift needs to be prepared with the right timing. A deep restoration needs to be built from the foundation. An important door cannot open while the things behind it have not yet been placed in the right position. There were times when you thought waiting meant rejection. But I want you to look back with new eyes. Many times, waiting was protection. I slowed certain things down so that you would not step into a place not meant for you. I closed certain paths so that you would not give your heart to things that would wear you down. I allowed you to be refined in the quiet, so that when the miracle comes, you would not only receive it with joy, but also keep it with wisdom. A breakthrough has been marked for you, not by accident, but by my kindness and purpose. I do not say this carelessly just to make you happy for a moment. I say it because a shift is beginning to open around you. Things that were once blocked are being loosened. Doors that once stood still are being touched. Sources of support that seemed far away are being drawn near. The parts of you that were wounded, tired, and had lost faith in tomorrow are being cared for by me with a gentleness nothing in this world can replace. I am sending support near you, not only to bring good news, but to testify that I heard you long ago, even when you had not yet seen the answer. My messengers have been sent in obedience, not to create disturbance, but to serve what I have appointed. They stand closer to you than you think, carrying the command of deliverance, restoration, and rebuilding. The things you cried out for through long nights have not been forgotten. What was delayed has not been lost from my hand. The parts of life that seemed ruined are not beyond my power to rebuild. I am giving the command for what was once held back to begin moving at the right time. For peace to return where anxiety once covered everything. And for hope to be lit in the place where you had grown too familiar with the darkness of disappointment. You will not stand in the same place forever, because I did not call you to live in a cycle of weariness, but to step into renewal prepared by mercy. You need to open your heart, but open it in peace, not in desperation. Do not try to force the miracle to come in the shape you imagined, because what I give often goes beyond the small picture you can draw. Perhaps the good news will come through an unexpected conversation, an opportunity being opened, timely help, healing in a relationship, financial relief, or a door you thought had been closed forever. However it comes, you will sense my mark upon it: deeper peace, greater clarity, and support that does not require you to lose yourself. What comes from me does not force you to chase it in fear. It invites you to enter with trust. I know you once grew tired of hoping. I know there were times when you told yourself not to expect anymore so that you would not hurt more. But today, I am breathing warmth into the place where your faith had grown cold. You do not need to pretend to be strong before me. You do not need to hide your disappointment, your weakness, or your unanswered questions. I do not turn away from the fragile parts of you. I draw near to those very places to heal them. Let me lift the burden from your shoulders layer by layer. Let me soften your heart after seasons when you had to protect yourself for too long. Let me place in you a pure expectation, not based on the circumstances before your eyes, but on my faithfulness. When that breakthrough begins to appear, receive it with gratitude and humility. Do not let joy make you forget the one who kept you in the day of sorrow. Do not let an opened way make you become hasty. Do not let the praise of others pull you away from the quiet place where I nurtured you. What I give is not only so that your heart may feel lighter, but also so that you may become more steadfast, more mature, more merciful, and clearer in the way you walk. True blessing does not draw you away from me. True blessing brings you back closer to me with a heart more deeply grateful than before. So, remain in listening. Let tonight become the place where you lay down doubt. Lay down the feeling of being forgotten. And lay down the fear that good things will never come to you. I am preparing something great, beautiful, and deeply healing for you. I am releasing what needs to be released, restoring what needs to be restored, and rebuilding the parts that were wounded so that you may rise stronger than before. My beloved child, your miracle is not coming as a coincidence. It is coming as proof that I have always seen you, always heard you, always kept you, and always known the right time to bring joy back into your home, into your heart, and onto the path ahead of you. There are people, situation, and decisions around you that require discernment right now. And I do not want you to keep looking at everything as though it is harmless. My beloved child, I know you have a soft heart. I know you have tried to treat people kindly, even when they made you tired. Tried to be patient, even in circumstances that hurt you. And tried to trust, even when a small voice inside you reminded you to slow down. Your goodness is precious. But goodness does not mean you must open the door for everything to enter your life. Patience does not mean you must endure things that repeatedly wear down your peace. And faith does not mean you must give trust to places that have never proven themselves truthful. I am calling you into a deeper level of alertness. This is not the time to live carelessly with the signs. This is not the time to convince yourself that everything is fine simply because you do not want to face the truth. There are things that look very normal on the outside. But when you come near, your heart is not at rest. There are conversations that sound light at first, but the tone underneath carries manipulation, jealousy, or an impure intention. There are invitations that seem favorable but cause you to lose clarity. There are people who speak beautiful words, but the way they leave you feeling after each encounter is something you must not ignore. I place the ability to recognize within you, not so you would suspect everyone, but so you would not keep stepping into places that will wound you. You have many times ignored what you felt inside because you feared you were too sensitive. You thought perhaps you misunderstood. Perhaps you should give more chances. Perhaps you needed to be more forgiving. Perhaps you should not make a big deal out of it. But my child, not every uneasiness is weakness. Some uneasiness is a gentle warning. Some heaviness in your heart is the way I slow you down. Some repeated discomfort is a sign that something is not aligned with the peace I am placing within you. If you keep ignoring those signals, you will make yourself accustomed to crossing boundaries I raised to protect you. I do not want you to become hard, closed off, or cold. I do not want you to look at everyone with suspicion, but I want you to learn how to love while still having boundaries, to listen while still discerning, to forgive while not returning to the place that once exhausted you, to be kind while not handing the key to your heart to people who do not know how to value it. There is a difference between a pure heart and an unguarded heart. I want you to be pure, but I also want you to be wise. I want you to be generous, but not careless. I want you to be gentle, but not allow anyone to casually direct your life through their words, emotions, or pressure. At this time, pay attention to the small details. Pay attention to whether a person is consistent between their words and actions. Pay attention to whether you feel at peace or drained after being near them. Pay attention to whether conversations lead you into clarity or only make you more confused. Pay attention to whether a choice brings you closer to righteousness or forces you to compromise with what you know is not right. Pay attention to doors that open too quickly but lack peace. Pay attention to places where you must lose your voice in order to be accepted. I did not place these recognitions within you so you would ignore them, but so you would be kept from what does not belong to you. Obedience in this season will protect you. I may tell you to slow down when you want to move quickly. I may tell you to remain silent when you want to explain. I may tell you to step away from a conversation, a connection, a habit, or a direction you are still clinging to because it is familiar. You may not understand immediately, but trust that I see farther than you do. I see the end of paths when you have only seen the beginning. I see what is hidden behind smiles, promises, and opportunities that look attractive. I also see the good things waiting for you if you are brave enough not to cling to the wrong thing simply because you fear the emptiness in front of you. Do not let loneliness make you trust the wrong person. Do not let weariness make you accept a choice that lacks peace. Do not let your kindness be taken advantage of by people who only come when they need you, but do not value you when you need support. Do not let the past make you doubt what is good, but also do not let hope make you ignore the truth that is appearing. I will teach you that balance. I will help you no longer be pulled back and forth between fear and gullibility. I will place in you a gentle steadiness so that you can say yes when I open the door and say no when I place a warning in your heart. Remember that your peace is precious. Do not give it away to unnecessary arguments. Do not place it under the feet of people who do not care about your well-being. Do not trade it to keep a place where you must constantly shrink yourself. I have returned you to peace through many seasons of testing, and I do not want you to let it be taken by things you could have recognized early. When you feel a pull back in your heart, stop. When you see something repeating in a way that weighs you down, ask me. When you are not sure, do not rush. Slowing down in my hands is not failure, many times. It is protection, my beloved child. I am leading you into a season where discernment will matter more than temporary emotion. Not everything that moves you emotionally comes from me. Not everything that looks attractive is appointed for you. Not everyone who speaks beautiful words has beautiful intentions. And not every open door is a door you should walk through. Let me teach you to recognize the marks of peace, truth, humility, and purity. What belongs to me will not force you to betray yourself. What I send will not require you to live in fear, guessing, or losing your dignity. What fits the path I have prepared for you will have clarity in my timing, even if at first it begins very gently. So listen more carefully in these days. Let your heart become less hurried. Observe without panic. Love without blindness. Forgive without reopening the doors I closed through mercy. Hold your boundaries calmly, not bitterly. I am near you, and I will not leave you to discern everything alone. If you ask, I will show you. If you wait, I will make things clear. If you obey, I will protect you. And if you are brave enough to trust the awareness I have placed within you, you will avoid the things that could shake your peace, while stepping closer into the clear, safe, and good path I have prepared for you. You have crossed a sacred threshold into something you could not obtain by yourself, but which I have given you by grace. My beloved child, understand that there are doors that do not open by human strength, that are not opened by exhausting effort, and that are not opened by the nights when you forced yourself to be strong one more time. There are doors that only open when I declare that the time has come. And now, I am leading you through a new passage. Not because you have become perfect, not because you have never been weak, but because my love has decided to cover you with restoration. What you are about to step into is not a reward for your straining, but a gift of my mercy placed into your hands after seasons when you thought you no longer had enough strength to continue. You are about to laugh again, not with a smile that pretends in order to hide the broken pieces inside, but with a smile born from true relief. You are about to sing again, not with the choked voice of days when you tried to comfort yourself, but with the song of a heart that has been lifted out of heaviness. You are about to rejoice again, to rise in new light, and to feel that gloomy months no longer have the right to cast a shadow over every step you take. I know there were seasons when you only tried to survive each day. Times when you no longer hoped for anything great and only wanted your heart to stop hurting, your mind to stop being tangled, and tomorrow to stop feeling as heavy as today. But I am telling you that season is closing. Sorrow is not your home. Weariness is not your name. What made you sink down will no longer be allowed to keep you forever in darkness. Joy is returning. My beloved child, it may not come at once like a thunderous sound, but it will come like dawn, slowly covering the place that was once cold. First, You will feel your breath become lighter. Then you will realize your heart is no longer being choked by the old things as before. The thoughts that once circled endlessly will begin to lose their strength. The memories that once hurt you will no longer pull you back with the same level of pain. And then you will see peace flowing into places where there was once only tension. I am causing heaviness to withdraw. I am making disappointment lose its authority. I am answering your quiet weeping with a comfort more lasting than anything you ever tried to create for yourself. Let me carry the things you do not understand. You do not need to hold every question as though your life will collapse if you release it. There are things you cannot explain, but I am still governing them. There are reasons you have not yet seen, but I am still arranging them. There are broken pieces you do not know how to put back together. But in my hands, nothing is too shattered to be made new. You have carried many burdens for too long. Not only the burdens of circumstances, but also the burdens of self-blame, the things you wish you had done differently, and the questions that keep returning in the night. But I do not call you to me so that you will continue standing far away and holding everything by yourself. I call you to come and lay it down. I call you to rest. I call you to know that there are burdens I have already carried for you, and you were not born to drag them through your whole life. I know the battle taking place in your mind. I know the quiet doubts that have tried many times to steal your peace. I know the guilt that has whispered that you are no longer worthy of being loved, no longer pure enough to be used, no longer strong enough to begin again. I know shame has tried to cover you with a heavy garment, making you want to lower your head, hide away, and define yourself by what has passed. But my beloved child, let me remind you who you are in my eyes. You are not the sum of your mistakes. You are not the ashes of old choices. You are not someone rejected because you once stumbled. You are a child forgiven, redeemed, called back, and girded by my endless mercy. You have been forgiven. Let that word go deeper than your self-condemnation. You have been redeemed. Let that truth become greater than every memory that once hurt you. You have been anointed and set apart for the purpose I have placed. Let that stand firmer than every word that once made you doubt your worth. You belong to me, and no mistake you ever made can cancel what I am about to do in your life. You may have taken turns that you regret. You may have delayed in places where I once called you to move. You may have believed words you should not have believed, held on to things you should not have held, or returned to cycles that exhausted you many times. But my redemption is greater than every wrong turn. My grace is deeper than every regret. My restoring power reaches far beyond every failure you once thought was the end. Do not let your past stand in front of the future I am opening. Do not let what happened speak louder than what I am declaring. I am not building your new chapter on shame, but on mercy. I am not calling you forward so that you will keep looking back in fear, but so you may learn to walk in freedom. There are things I have already forgiven that you are still punishing yourself for. There are things I have already washed clean that you still keep seeing through old stains. There are doors I am opening, but you stand outside because you think you are not worthy to enter. My child, hear me. What I do is not limited by your feeling of unworthiness. When I call you, I also give you the grace to step forward. I make all things new, and I am making you new as well. I am renewing the places in you that grew tired from having to hold yourself together. I am renewing the faith once wounded by disappointments. I am renewing the peace that anxiety stole. I am renewing the laughter that had been silent for too long. I am renewing the hope that once lay still beneath the dust of waiting seasons. What I am doing is not a temporary patch over a tear, so you can keep living the same way. I am bringing you into a deeper renewal, where you are not only able to rise, but also to walk more lightly, more clearly, and closer to me. So rest in me. Let your shoulders lower. Stop trying to explain everything immediately. Stop forcing yourself to be strong in a way that leaves you exhausted. Your true strength is not found in never becoming tired, but in knowing how to run back to me when your heart needs support. Your true peace is not found in every circumstance being perfect, but in knowing that I am still holding everything in my hands. You have already crossed the threshold. The season of sorrow is closing. Joy is returning. Pain is losing its voice. Peace is pouring in. And in this new chapter, you will no longer have to live like someone chained to old things. Because I have called you forgiven, restored, loved, and made new in my grace. Stay here. Stay in my presence. And do not rush through the moment I am using to touch the deepest places within you. My beloved child, there are moments that must not be taken lightly, because in that stillness, I am doing what the noise outside cannot understand. I am placing soothing oil on wounds you have carried for too long, softening parts that once hardened because of disappointment, and gently lifting from your chest the burdens you tried to hide behind a smile. I know you have grown used to living in haste, used to getting through things by yourself, used to saying you are fine, even while many things inside still need healing. But today, I invite you to stop, not to look back at the pain, but to recognize that I am replacing it with a garment of peace, gentle rest, and a new faith beginning to grow within you. The world outside may be noisy. The words of people may confuse your heart, and the circumstances before your eyes may try to convince you that nothing has changed. But when your heart knows how to listen, my voice will sound clearer than all chaos. I do not need to shout for you to recognize me. I only need you to become still enough to feel that I am still near. This is not a random moment, nor is it a passing comfort that disappears. This is your turning point. The place where I begin to turn around the things you thought had been delayed for too long. The answers you once waited for. The openings you once prayed for. The things you thought had come too late, all of them are being brought by me into the right timing. I am not as delayed as you once feared. I was only preparing for it to come in a more complete way than you could understand. I know how exhausting it is to smile while there is a storm inside you. I know you once stood before others with a calm appearance, while when you returned to your private place, you almost no longer had the strength to keep holding yourself together. I saw the nights when you cried quietly, the mornings when you told yourself to be strong for one more day, the times when you wiped away tears before someone could notice. Not one of your tears has been forgotten before me. Not one of your sighs has disappeared into emptiness. Every time you weakly called upon me, I heard. Every time you whispered for me to help you, I drew near to you with mercy. Even when you had not yet seen the answer with your eyes, now the harvest for your silent prayers is drawing near. The things you sowed in tears will not remain forever in darkness. The prayers you offered with trembling will not return empty-handed. I am sending support to the right place, at the right time, in the right way. Let your heart open in trust, and do not leave my presence simply because you have not yet seen everything completed. I am working right now, restoring what has been worn down, comforting what has been wounded, and preparing a new joy for you. Stay close to me, my beloved child, because what I begin in you will not stop halfway. You are the one I saw in the hours when silent pressures tried to surround you. And I am also the one who heard every sigh you hid in the darkness. I saw the tears fall when no one was beside you. Saw the times you tried to swallow your pain and keep walking. And saw the moments when you wondered whether anyone truly understood what you carried. Today, I am standing at the door of your life with an urgent call. Not to frighten you, but to help you recognize that there are things operating deeper than appearances. You were not created to enter the storm without my hand holding yours. You were not called to endure every battle alone. I am knocking on the door of your heart, not with condemnation, but with a love that wants to protect you before you go too far in carelessness. There have been dark pools trying to distract you, exhaust you, and make you believe that you are only normally tired and do not need to stop to pray, discern, or return to me. But I say to you that this is not as small as you think. The things that keep striking your peace, wearing down your faith, and causing you to doubt your value and purpose are not meaningless noises. I am opening your eyes so that you no longer take those signs lightly. Do not let your silence become a place where fear grows. Do not let delay cause you to walk past the gentle warning I am placing before you. I do not want you to live trembling. I want you to live awake, in the steadiness of one who knows they are covered. I know there are pains you have never told anyone, loneliness that has quietly gnawed at your joy, and a heaviness others still cannot understand when they look at you. You have tried to appear strong, smiled through days when your heart was cracked, and pushed yourself forward even when every step trembled. I watched it all, my beloved child. Not one moment of your struggle was missed before me. When you thought you were forgotten, I was still there. When you thought your prayer was too small, I was still listening. When you almost let go of hope, I still held you with my mercy. Therefore, tonight, when darkness tries to speak louder than peace, let me enter more deeply. Open your heart through prayer, through trust, through the decision not to keep fighting alone. I am not standing outside your life watching you be swept away. I am drawing near to protect you, uphold you, and remind you that what is against you is not stronger than the one who is with you. Become still, call upon me, and place your home, your family, your heart, and everything you are worried about into my hands. The stirring within you is not random. It is confirmation that I am awakening you at the right time. You are chosen, loved, and kept. And when you allow me to enter, no darkness can have the final word over your life.